And we are back with some more Nova Scotia Supernovas franchise mode. And in this one, we have won the Stanley Cup for a second time in 5 years. So I think it is safe to say that we are officially a good team and that our first one was no fluke. But now what we have to do is make sure that we're able to maintain the majority of our roster that got us here. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to release Liljegren just because of the amount of raises that were given to other players. I believe our total team salary for next season is sitting at 78.9. That's cutting it close, and I don't think Liljegren is going to agree to anything less than what he's making right now at 4 mil. I think he's gonzo, unfortunately. But that is a small price to pay for keeping the remainder of our core together. I'll re-sign Hemming for sure. Some cheap depth at 23 years of age, 2.5-star ability. I suppose I'll re-sign these guys too if they want cheap contracts. Tomek with 2 mil. I don't know. I mean, he had 39 points this year. But then again, most of our defense was just incredible offensively this year. So, I don't know. I guess I would prefer to hold on to him. I don't want to shake up our defensive core too badly because you already have Liljegren leaving, right? But I don't know. It's going to be real close if we sign Tomek. We're currently at 80.5 mil for next season. I mean, he's our 7th defenseman when it comes to the depth chart, but then again, Liljegren's not going to be here. So he would move up to our 6th. I'm not sure if he would be replaced easily. Not by Martin, that's for sure. He doesn't have the defensive stats that Tomek does. I would definitely prefer to hold on to him, but you know what? Since we can qualify Tomek and will retain his rights heading into the offseason, I think I'm going to wait to re-sign him until then. So I'll leave him be for right now. I just wanted to make sure that we were able to retain his rights, but everybody else can walk. Okay, are there any players we need to sign this year for rights? Holy moly, yes there are. Wow, that is a lot of players to approach with entry-level contracts. That is a whole page worth of players. Wow. Okay, I guess I'll just start filtering through them now just to see which ones I actually want to sign. I think I'm just going to start lapsing player rights here because this is just way too much to sort through. Like, every time I click on a player, the list order changes, and it's just, it's so overwhelming. So I need to lapse some rights here. Yeah, most of these players aren't really good anyway. Oh, here we go. Awards ceremony. So for the second or possibly third year in a row, I don't know, maybe even fourth at this point, Connor Bedard wins both the Art Ross and the Ted Lindsay Award. And the Maurice Richard goes to Berkeley Catton of Dallas. Connor Bedard, of course, wins the Lady Byng. Morgan Riley wins the Bill Masterton. Kel McCarr wins the Mark Messier Leadership Award. And Jeremy Swayman of Dallas wins the Jennings. So Swayman had quite a year, it looks like. The former Nova Scotia Supernova has had himself a decent career over there in Dallas ever since he was traded. And for the Hart between Bedard, McDavid, and Catton, it is Bedard once again with 125 points. My goodness. And the Conn Smythe goes to David Jiricek. What a player. He is definitely one of our most impactful players every game. And for the Calder between Krumens, Zamrikut, and Turek, it is Zamrikut of Ottawa. For the Norris between Power, Hughes, and Provorov, come on Provorov, Quinn Hughes of Vancouver with 92 points. Wow. For the Selkie between Ranta, Stonehouse, and Barkov, you have Sampo Ranta of Colorado. For the Vezina between Wallstedt, Hellebuck, and Akhtiamov, it is Hellebuck with a 919 save percentage in 69 games played. GM of the Year between Shefeldayoff, Dorian, and Jacobowski, it is Shefeldayoff. And for the Jack Adams between Sullivan, Peverly, and Yo, it's got to be Sullivan, right? Yep, Mike Sullivan with the Coach of the Year. Of course, he got 60 wins in the regular season and the Stanley Cup. No doubt about that one. And as far as prospects go, we will be signing Ervasti, McAdamney, Wiley, and Weiss. No names that are too big there, but just some good depth players I thought that we could have for the future. And as for the season score, we got all but one positive category, which was, of course, Manager of the Year. That's all right, though, because we got everything else. Total season score is 47, and the total career score currently at 171. So I think I'll max out player management, and then I'll put the rest into discipline. So our assistant coach, Derek Jordan, has retired. He was our most recent defensive coach, actually. So that is not a good one there. Alex Tremblay also retired, but he was one of our backup assistant coaches. He wasn't in an active role, so that doesn't really affect anything. All right, where are we with the salary cap? We're at 79.7 right now. I wonder how much Mr. Tomek would be asking for at this point. 2.5 for 4 years. That's around what he was asking for before, right? I'm going to try to take him down quite a bit. I don't know how much he'll be willing to go down, but I know that I need to at least try to take him down. I'm going to shoot for 2 mil, but I'm going to start at like 1.5. He is not coming down a whole lot. 2.3 was the best I could do. Unfortunately, he did not want to budge that much. And there's no one in our prospects pool who I think would be able to replace Tomek easily anyway. Possibly Ashton, because his shot blocking's up there at 20. But I think it might be for the best if we just traded Tomek and then just went out to free agency and got a real cheap defenseman there. All right, someone who I did find in free agency, Dante Fabro, is in free agency once again. And the best part, he only wants just over $1 million, which works for me. So we're going to submit that offer to him. And I think we'll retract our offer from Tomek and then just offer him out on a trade. Oh, and I did sign a new defensive coach, Jim Hiller. He's a defensive coach with a physical preference and just in general pretty well-rounded. So I figured he would be a good replacement for Mr. Derek Jordan. And so with that out of the way, I believe we can advance to the draft now. As obviously there's not much to do in free agency other than, of course, approaching Dante Fabro, which we have already done. So hopefully he signs. And I think we'll advance to the draft. And then during the draft, we'll trade Tomek. Here we go, draft lottery time. So we are not in it once again, but we'll take a look at it anyway. So at number 17, you have the New Jersey Devils. At 16, you have Seattle. 15, you have Calgary. 14, you have Pittsburgh. 13, you have the Islanders. 12, you have Anaheim. 11, you have Washington. 10, you have Chicago. 9, you have Toronto. 8, you have Montreal. 7, you have Philly. No movement at all just yet. At number 6, you have Boston. So there you go. Tampa moves up. At number 5, you have San Jose, so St. Louis moves up as well. Number 4, you have Arizona. 3, you have Vegas. And at 1 is Tampa. Wow. All right, here we go. Let's see if there are any good players available for us at our pick. I mean, we do have Edmonton's first-round pick as well. So let's see where we end up here. Obviously, not in the first 17 picks. Pick number 32. So we have back-to-back picks. And I guess I should have realized that considering it was us and Edmonton in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, yeah, pick number 32 and 33. That makes sense. So, overall, not too many options here. The best player available is Bombiak. Doesn't look too bad offensively. Passing of 18. Puck handling 16. Getting open 14. Offensive read is at 17. Positioning is at 16. I'm not a big fan of his mental category. But, like I said, he is, or at least appears to be, by far the best player available. William Honey doesn't look too bad. But we do have back-to-back picks here, so maybe he wouldn't be a bad pick for number 33. Mikhail Halaz looks interesting for this point in the draft. A little weak defensively for being a defenseman, although he is an offensive defenseman, so I guess it'll depend on how much he can score. Projected to be picked at 91. Offensive read's good. Getting open is a little low for an offensive defenseman. Mentally is, could be better for sure. But honestly, besides those three, there's really not much jumping out at me here. So yeah, Halaz, Bombiak, and Honey are really the only ones I'm interested in here. And between these three, I think it's got to be Bombiak. Just because of that positioning at 16 already. Yeah, I think he'll have the easiest transition to the NHL. So Bombiak, welcome to Nova Scotia. And then, of course, we have another pick right after, as we have established. So do I take the center or do I take the defenseman? I think I'll take the defenseman. We don't have too many good defensive prospects at the moment. Most of our good defensive players are already in the NHL. So, yeah, I'll take Halaz. End of the second round here, and it appears Honey was already taken. So not a whole lot of other players I'm interested in now. I might just skip the rest of the draft, honestly. Oh, right. I almost forgot to trade Tomek. So I guess I'll do that now. And we will be trading him to the New York Islanders in exchange for Bjorn Marty and a 4th round pick in next year's draft. Bjorn Marty is 19 years of age, 0.5 star ability, 2.5 star potential, so it's something. I mean, I'm not particularly enthused about this, but it's better than nothing for sure. So the rights to Tomac in exchange for Bjorn Marty and a 4th round pick. Hopefully that goes through. And there it is. The Islanders have accepted our offer, so let's complete the trade. There it is. And with that being done, I believe that settles all of our roster issues. We are under the cap, just barely, but we are nonetheless under the cap. We have 23 players on the roster. I believe this is going to be our roster going into the regular season. We have 7 defensemen. We have, I believe that is 14 forwards. And we have 2 goaltenders. So, yeah, we're basically set to go here. So, with that being said, I think I'll end things off here. And in the next one, we will get through Year 10, Regular Season Simulation.